The time in Britain is 12 noon. In Germany it's 1 p.m. But at home and away, once again, it's time for two-way family favourites.
Hang on a minute, it's not 12 o'clock, it's only 11 o'clock, and it's time for the Greyhound morning line.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Greyhound Morning Line, where we'll be covering selections for the races this afternoon at Towcester, together with some interviews from Towcester legends past and present and some kennel stats for the first week of racing back at Towcester. But first, let's look back to the racing there last week, and apologies for the quality of the races as they were, well, the picture quality, because they were taken off of one of the bookmakers' betting sites, where there's a lot of activity on Sunday with racing from the UK, Ireland and the USA, and then Greyhound meetings from many other tracks as well as Towcester. So please bear with us until we can find a better way of getting these races recorded. So let's start with the first race, which was run by the favourite Sparta Master at 5 to 4.
Hair running, in fact, they're off at Towcester. Three wins the opener at Towcester, 3-6 and 1. So Sparta Master there beating Roxholm Dolly.
Tip for race 2 last week from Steve Katz, the owner of Lemming Edith. But unfortunately it came too late to include in the programme. But this is what Steve said to us before the race last week.
Good morning, Tim. It's Steve Katz. Hope you're well. Yeah, I got a runner today. Just a bit of background on her. Originally bought her from the Dumfries in Ireland. I think since her move to Matt Dartnell, she's a different bitch. Really is. Come on a bundle. Good sprint trial. You got to discount her second trial. She hit the deck, and it was all over. Her third trial, very good. She's a staying salt, and there's not a lot in it, mate. I think any sort of natural improvement, she's going to be there or thereabouts. So definitely at the death running. I'm definitely quite optimistic, and might be having a couple of quid on her. Not a lot, but as you do. The track's good, though. That's one thing that's good, the track. All right, mate, keep well. Hopefully speak soon. Cheers. So fingers crossed. She should be a decent price as well, because she's come from a very low grade at Harlow.
For races 3 to 10, it might be best just to run them as all together, as some were not even recorded, but hopefully will give you an idea as to where your punting pound went last week.
And racing over at Towcester. As you can see in the early stages, 3 is out in front from 6 and 1. It's 4, 5 and 2 is the back marker. Heading down the back straight at Towcester, 1 still just about out in front. 3 is in second place. 6 is trying to make headway around the outside, but it's finding it tough going. The order hasn't changed all that much here at Towcester. 1 is into the home straight out in front, and 1 is not for catching. 1 just about takes the win by maybe 3 or 4 lengths in the end. 3 was second, 6 back in third.
Off they go. They're racing away in Ballymac Pebbles with a beautiful start there. The one dog races into an early lead from 4 and 5, then 2, 3 and 6 follow next as they dart around the first couple of turns. And it is 1 who's out in front here. 4 is off in pursuit. Then a break to 2, followed by 3, 5 and 6 is the back marker. 1 leading the charge at Towcester. 4 though has moved up. It looks between this pair, Ballymac Pebbles and the debutant Wink Whoosh. But Ballymac Pebbles got first run and is going to take them trap to wire here. 1 seeing off the 4 in the closing stages. 1 will beat 4. 2 and 3 shared a photo for third. Hair on the move. Lids rise, they're off and racing away. 5 wins the start. 6 giving chase, though, is going to try and slip up the inside of 5, although we'll find his path blocked and coming together. Quite a nasty one there. The 6 goes down and the 4 is out of the race as well. 5 is now pressed by 1 as they go down the far side. 1 hits the front from 2 and they're retreating 5. 3 still in the race, but a mile back. Track number 1 out in front, then Miss Brentford from the 2, who's in second position. Looks the only conceivable danger, but is a big danger. 2 moving to the 1 now. 2 going by, and 2 will pick up the score here from 1 and 5. 2, 1 and 5 at Towcester. Good to see 6 and 4 on their feet, because that was quite a heavy coming together early on in the race. 2, 1 and 5 at Towcester. And they're off racing away. 3 with a stunning start here, Optimism, and races away to an early lead. We saw plenty of this as Sunderland and leads the way to 5. And then comes 6, followed by 1, 2 and 4 is the back marker. 3 round the corner with a healthy advantage. 3 going to win here at Towcester. 3 will beat 5, 6 was third, 3, 5, 6.
And they're off. They race away. 4 gets a good start, leads from 3, then comes 6 on the outside, and behind these 2, 1 as they race into the first bend. And it is trap 3 out in front here. Leads from 6 in second, and then comes 2, 5 further back with 4, and 1 is the back marker. So down the back they go, and it's trap 3, Savannah Bazza, who holds the advantage, as has gone right on from 2 as they're about to begin the turn for home. Still 3 leading as they turn for home. Trap 3 out in front, and this is going to absolutely romp home. Trap 3 wins well. 3 the winner. Looks like 1 for second. Anyone's guess for third, 2, 4 and 6 all involved. But it's trap 3, Savannah Bazza, who wins it.
Moving on to this week's racing, I'm pleased to say that we continue to have selections coming from both our social stable kennel maid, Karen Johnson, and Towcester tipping specialist Jim Tate from X-Dog Racing. And here's what they have to say about today's cards. Kate, we'll start off with race 1. That's the 270 metres over the flat at D1. Karen, what do you fancy?
Yeah. Okay, so in that race, I fancy trap 3, Optimism.
Good choice, as they say. Yes, ran well last week, didn't it? Yeah.
It did. A brilliant race.
Let's hope it can do the same again. And race 2.
Race 2, trap 2, Miss Brentford.
Miss Brentford, Matthew Dartnell. Yes, and he had a winner last week as well. So good luck on that one. Race 3 moving on. That's a 500 metres A3.
Yeah, I'm going for trap 1, Make It Gertcha.
Oh, Make It Gertcha. Who was that? Chas and Dave, wasn't it? Oh, no, that was the beer advert, wasn't it? Courage Best. You're too young to know that one, but it was very popular in its day. So that is race 3, Karen's selection. Karen we'll move on. Now, moving on to race 4, another 500 metre flat race. This time it's A4.
Okay, in this one, I've gone for trap 4, Cheeky Blinder.
Oh, didn't you do that last week, or was that me thinking? No, it wasn't, was it?
No, that's you thinking, but what a fantastic name.
It is, Cheeky Blinder. Let's hope the Cheeky Blinder goes and wins for us, isn't it? Right, yeah. Okay, getting closer now to race 5, 500 metres, another A3.
I'm going for trap 4 again, Wink Whoosh.
Yo, is it the names you go for? I know you study the form for hours, Karen, so it can't just be the names. But
it's not just, no. It's not just the names.
You got Tufty's Tony as well in that race, so that's another challenging one. But Wink Whoosh, yes. Oh, we'll have to ask Lawrence Tuffin if what chance that's got then later on, perhaps. So that's race 5, and your lucky last, which is race 6 of your selections, Karen. That would be
yes. Trap 2, Savannah Tufties.
Trap 2, Savannah Tufties, and that's another A3 over 500 metres. Well, I think that's very good selecting, if I may say so. I might change my tune about this time on Sunday afternoon, but no, I shall wish you well on that. And out of those 6, have you got a nap?
I think my nap would have to be Optimism.
Yes, that's, and I don't think it's even optimistic. I think that's a good selection, really. And your next best?
My next best would be. Can we just? Next best, I'm going to go for Wink Whoosh.
Wink Whoosh, Karen's NB. Fantastic.
Hey, from X-Dog Racing and Trap 9's Facebook groups, and I'm going to give you Jim Tate's Boomers for Towcester on the 21st of June 2020. Well, we had a fantastic start last week. We got 2 of my top 3 tips in, including Sparta Master that won very nicely indeed. We also got 4 forecasts in, and 1 or 2 of them were very nice prices. So this week, still not much form on the cards, so still a little bit tricky, but hopefully we can use the times for the trials and the first race and see what we can get, and hopefully we'll get you some winners in today. Okay, my 3 selections in. We start off with race 3, Trap 2 at Sheldon. Then move on to race 5, Wink Whoosh in Trap 4. And then my final selection is in race 7, Trap 5, Distant Kate. Well, we start off with race 3, Trap 2 at Sheldon, a new Greyhound to Towcester, and recently did a 30.03, so not a bad time at all. I'm expecting this Greyhound to get out, lead all the way, and win very comfortably for Kevin Boone. Race 5, Trap 4, Wink Whoosh, desperately unlucky last week, only lost by around about a neck, so I'm expecting this Greyhound to do very well today. Should get out with Trap 1, Droopy's Tess, and battle around those first few bends. The Wink Whoosh I think is going to be too strong and will end up winning very comfortably. And my final selection is in race 7, Distant Kate. Again a new Greyhound to the track and did a trial of 30.01, which again is very impressive. Should get out very well with the 4 and battle away, and around about the 3rd bend I expect it to take the lead from it. But watch out as well though for Trap 2, Tufty's Delboy making a late run, but I do think Distant Kate will end up holding on and winning. So there are my selections. You'll also see just to the left of me is Jim's Always Forecasts. We did pretty well last week, getting 4 in, one of them £45. So if you like your forecasts, maybe worth having a little look at them. So that is Jim Tate's Boomers then for this week, and I wish you the very best of luck. Be lucky and boom!
We're now at the segment of the show which we're calling Towcester Past and Present, where we will hopefully be able to catch up with folks who have fond memories of Towcester and those who have suggestions as to the direction it should be going in the future. Our Greyhound racing soapbox perhaps, and to kick it off this week, some words from our dear friend of Towcesterbets, Barry Coombs. I caught up with Barry while he was queuing at B&Q. We're on episode 2 of our Greyhound Morning Line programme, and because it's to do with the relaunch of Towcester, if you remember that wonderful race course that you had some involvement with, I believe, in the past. So,
well, I certainly did. I was instigation at the track before it was even built, if you remember. Chris Page, John Coleman, Martin White, Peter Nunn. There was a few... hang on, there's a man... Hello, mate. People are waving at me. I'm a bit of a celebrity around South Woodford. Yeah, morning. And then, anyway, we were looking for a Greyhound track because Go Barter, the Greyhound Owners and Trainers Association and breeders and that, wanted to have their own Greyhound track. We went around the country in between looking for Greyhound tracks to buy. They wanted to buy their own track. Anyway, Towcester came up on the horizon. Chris Page was going to be the racing manager and I was going to be the promoter. And I get to talk to people, you know, they can't answer back. Anyway, it went It got planning permission. It got built. Took about 4 years for it all to go through and get built. And then, just before we was all moving in, Kevin Ackerman, who was the CEO up there, said, Barry, bearing in mind I just spent about a year, 18 months sorting out all the contacts, Northampton, Milton Keynes, lovely contact with the mayor's office, factories, sporting clubs, associations. I've got so many names, a telephone book of names to go and visit once I was in situ at Towcester. And then Kevin said to me, Barry, we don't want you promoting. Can you set Towcesterbets up for us instead? I really wanted to get out of the betting, but...
yes, because perhaps, hang on, Barry, we should perhaps roll it back a bit, because people don't know that you set up William Hill with Bill, didn't you? Bill Hill.
Well, Bill Hill was, I think he was still around maybe when 33 years, 1970, last decade that I joined Mecca Bookmakers as it was then. And then I left after 10 years and bought my own betting shop, so I know how to run my own betting shop. I had that for 4 or 5 years, and some wheeling and deal. I had seafood stalls. I supplied entertainment to the Channel Tunnel when that was being built. I was a bit of a jack the lad in them days. Anyway,
well, you haven't changed, Barry, have you? Really? I mean,
really.
A leopard and its spots, as they say, I guess. So,
crikey. My spots have got a bit faded, but the leopard's still there, all right.
I know. Well, we're putting a picture up of you. You look like a real charmer there with your. What's that you're drinking in the garden? It looks as though you're celebrating something.
Is that when I did the Mad Hatter Day? I've got a silly Royal Windsor hat on my head?
The ones you sent over to us just recently.
Well, yeah, that was, we did a video at my brother's 75th birthday. We had a big smash lined up for him. Can you say smash? Anyway, he lives up in Claypole, up north somewhere, and we had to do a video link birthday party for him. And it was a Prosecco day, a Prosecco party. So I decided that I'd wear nice clothes upper, because it was only going to be on the top part of the video saying happy birthday. Anyway, they wanted the whole video, but I had these shorts and I looked stupid anyway. But I had a bottle of Prosecco in my hand and a glass in the other hand, and I was the only one drinking in our little party, so that went down well. But yeah, that's that photo. I drank a bottle of wine after that as well, so I slept well that night, if you remember. So it was a good 75th. That was a while ago now.
And how are you now, Barry? Because we've seen a few posts of you not being too well.
Well, I was 48 hours away from death over Easter, which was a bit of a traumatic thing to go through. In fact, today and yesterday was the best I've felt since. Good. To know coming out. But yeah, I did play about a little. I had pancreatitis, and they thought it was COVID at first. So I spent a couple of hours mixing with them, and then they said, Barry, your other symptoms are different. So, yeah, but I stupidly discharged myself because things weren't happening as I thought they would. And then stupidly I became a lot iller, was taken back in again, and then was a very, very lucky young man, as the doctor said. So that was a good thing come out of it. I was a young man. So
well, I was going to say, that's a bonus in itself, isn't it, really?
That is a bonus. So
excellent.
But
you look after yourself.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm trying to. The food's good. The garden's looking brilliant. Just been up the garden centre now, because B&Q's, well, they were no good. Those two queuing. Bastards in the queue, I would call that. But that's a P. I shouldn't have said that word, should I? Queues are all right, but it's the P's I've got to watch, isn't it?
It is, Barry.
My P's are coming up lovely.
Anyway, so you're getting up this way. I think when the racing's open to the public, I think we should sponsor a few races just for old time's sake and get a few up there and tell the new Kevin how it should be done, I think.
Well, the thing with the old Kevin was that we did the charity events, but they didn't. I could have got a lot more races sponsored. That was my forte, is getting people to all the charity. It's all charity. There's nothing for what the track got out of this. I would go out and about, or push the track, tell people it's there. They didn't charge entrance fee to come into the track. That was a bad move. I don't know anywhere where you go to a day or an evening out without paying to get in. But even if they didn't rip people off, but you could you could get people to come in and Brucey bonus them a few free tickets then. But the idea was to get groups of people to sponsor a race, and then they come and have a great day or great evening, and their race money, their sponsor money, would go to the charity of their choice. So everyone's a winner. And what the track get out of it, there's 30 people on the door. There's normally about 30 people come to one of these events. So you only need 2 or 3 clubs a night, and there's another 100 people on your gate. And the track get the food money out of it, the drink money, and the charity get their prize money. So really, it was a no
win as they say. Everywhere. Yeah. Well, let's hope new Kevin is listening in somewhere, and we'll take some tips from the master. Well, I think Towcesterbets was the one thing that made money up there actually, because I started off with 4 tills. We ended up with 11 tills on all the floors. I had 15 or 16 staff working for me, and of course Big Lee. He was my deputy, so we set it all up. Got the license, got my permit, and away we go. So and it was a success from day one. So you don't forget that, do you? You don't? No, I wouldn't anyway. I don't think. But what do you reckon the attendance at its peak there? I mean, ignoring the Greyhound Derby, but on a regular, racing night, what do you think the attendance was up there?
I think there's 1,800 to 2,000, something like that on a day. At the beginning we was rammed solid, and because of them not having it, I told Kevin at the very beginning, Sir Kevin Ackerman, at the very beginning, even before the track was built, please remember one thing: your Greyhound audience is going to be a lot different from your horse race audience. And he didn't take that to heart, because he was convinced that his Greyhound track was going to be the ascot of the racing world, the Greyhound racing world. And Joe Public don't want an ascot of the racing world. They want burgers, they want fish and chips, they want chicken and chips, they want scampi and chips, they want quick and easy meals, because there's only 15 minutes between each race. So it's a fast and furious night, and they're not going to be paying 70, 80 pounds for a 3-course meal in your restaurant. This is Joe Public. They're going to come in their droves. So when Public did come in their droves, 40 odd minutes waiting at the bar to get a drink, it's gradually, very quickly, word got round to, hang on, it's great, fantastic Towcester, brilliant scenery and everything, great Greyhound racing, but, I ain't queuing up nearly an hour of beer. So you gradually, bit by bit, you can see the trade melting away a little bit. And of course, you've got bundles of kids there that really want small burgers, not foot-long sausages at £6 a go. So you've got families coming with loads and loads of children. There's no ice cream sales, no sweet sales, nothing for the children, not even like £1 for a little bag of crisps, chips for the children. It was all adult only, basically sorted. It was quoted to me that an ice cream store would lower the tone of what they were looking for. So, and then even on Greyhound Derby night, I begged Kevin. I said, Kevin, please, you've got 600 odd kids coming tonight. You've got 4,500 adults coming. Don't tell me every one of them don't want an ice cream. It's a lovely, glorious June summer night. And he more or less said, Barry, if you mentions ice cream anymore, you can scrap it. So coming tonight, people were saying, Baz, you got any ice cream stalls? I went, no. A, it will lower the tone, and B, children in Northampton area and Milton Keynes area do not like ice cream. Right, so forget it. I asked Kevin to get at least 2. I said they will rip your arms off to get 2 ice cream stalls here. These vans that turn up on ice creams. So no, they don't want it. Anyway, but having the replacement words, they employed 2 people to go around on 10-foot ice stilts, a man and a girl, and they juggled with on these
ice creams. I see.
Nothing. They're just these big. Yeah. So if you wanted ice cream, you had to go downtown to the co-op.
Well, funny you should say that. Actually, when I was up there one night, I actually drove down to Towcester. There was 4 of us in the marquee owners and trainers thing. And yep. I went down and got 4 packs of chips because it was just ridiculous. But anyway, Barry.
Yeah, do you know what? You saying that? Pizza delivery delivered pizzas to the track. Can you believe? Maybe Domino's, but people were phoning up pizza orders and they were never stopped.
That is so funny.
Delivering pizza.
Oh. Yeah. Well, Barry, I'm going to stop you there because I don't want to make it the Barry Coombs' testimonial programme, so I'm going to snip it down so we can feed the little bite-sized chunks to our listening audience wherever they are.
And that was only my first paragraph.
Well, I know. Well, what we'll do, you see, we'll be inundated with inquiries saying, bring Barry back. We want him to be a feature of the show. And hopefully, Barry, if that is the case, and I'm going to start writing these requests myself now, that you will take that on board and be one of our turns, as they say.
Well, I'd love to do a turn on your show because I've got lots and lots of juicy things that you'd all love to hear.
Well, that's it. So we'll post it out now for our listener out there. Please drop us a line. You've got all the details, how to get through on Twitters and Facebooks and emails, and you could even write to us somehow, but that might be a bit long-winded. But anyway, Barry, that is absolutely fantastic. I'll press the pause button. And now here's a message from Karen, our social kennel maid, about a competition that we hope we can run on the show next week. Karen.
Here at the Social Media Kennel, we're going to be launching our Barking Mad competition, where the aim is to pick 6 losing dogs, and then the person with the lowest points will be in for a prize. Well,
we're nearly at the end of the show, but before we go, I would just like to give a plug for greyhoundstats.co.uk. It really does have an awful lot of statistical greyhound information based on many years of hard work and data entry. For Towcester, for example, you can see the top 10 trainers based on number of winners and their form, and also you can see the percentages of winning traps and what percentage of favourites are winning. And it's not just Towcester. Here you can see all the UK greyhound tracks, including some that are long since gone. But the statistical information is still there and available for you to view. So I'd highly recommend you take a look at greyhoundstats.co.uk for access to all historical greyhound race information. And now it's time for our social kennel. And who best to present it for us? Our social kennel maid, Karen Johnson. Over to you, Karen.
Welcome to our social kennel, where we've had a really exciting week. We launched our Facebook page, the Greyhound Morning Line, where we'd asked what you'd like us to include in the show. We had a pick 6 competition suggested, where you send us what you hope is 6 winning dogs for the chance of a prize. We also had a suggestion to pick 6 losing dogs, which is probably trickier than you actually think. We've also had suggestions that we could get involved with track and trainer stats, trial times, most successful trainer, and the best greyhound of the week. So we've got lots of things going on all here at the Social Kennel.
And last but not least, it's a plug for talent. Yes, if you ever fancy a go at being a presenter or tipster or pundit around greyhound racing, then do please think about joining us here at the Greyhound Racing Morning Line. It's so easy to get involved. As you can see earlier with Karen and Jim, they just connect with their phones and suddenly they're involved in the programme. I'm here just temporarily, filling in till we can find the right talent to front the programme, and then I can go back working behind the scenes, which is much more my preference. Anyway, that's the plug. Hopefully see you next week, and don't forget to use our Facebook social media platform for putting all your comments and suggestions. We value everyone. So it's bye for now from the Greyhound Morning Line, and good luck with whatever you are on this afternoon. Bye bye.